This is not an opinion. This is not a wind-up. This is the real depth of the neediness. Straight into the marrow. We're not talking strategy, we're talking the raw wiring underneath. A man who grew up short on real friends and long on quiet teeth. When you've been disliked or invisible for most of a pathetic stretch, every algorithm nod starts to feel like affection you can finally catch. The live isn't just content, it's a mirror that temporarily says yes. Each like registers as proof that someone somewhere is impressed. That's why the desperation sits so close to the surface every night. The need isn't professional, it's personal, and it's fucking visible in the light. He feels the relevance slipping, the view count quietly dipping, the manufactured narrative starting to tear at the stitching. This is the exact moment the beef gets manufactured on demand. The intimidation, the smears, the sudden need to force a stand. When people open their eyes too wide, he reaches for the copyright strike. Anything to change the subject from the person underneath the mic. It's near impossible for him to accept that the real version is already known. So he starts another evil little game just to keep the mirror from being shown. Every like a compliment, every donation a soft little kiss. Believe the story and you're golden. In his eyes, you're the shit, and he's fucking loving this. Every like a compliment, every heart a tiny rescue. Alone accounting digital nods like they rewrite the residue. The depth of the neediness runs deeper than the stream. He'll be feeding on validation like it's the only living dream. We've watched the same cycle for months without variation or shame. Obsessive impressions of AY designed to force a mention of the name. He genuinely believes manufactured attention will translate into lasting fame. That if he just keeps poking the original hard enough, the algorithm will anoint the claim. I'm talking directly to you now, lame. The depths are not hidden, they're on display. You're playing a losing game while calling it strategy and righteous play. Every push for attention dressed up as justice is another nail driven clean. And every single one hammered into the coffin is just another public fail in the scene. The need doesn't stop, it likes it expands into the constant performance of hardness. The persistent hard as nails, flats that never quite survive contact with reality's sharpness. Act like someone else long enough and the original hollow starts to echo louder. Still chasing the feeling of being chosen while the actual connection stays porous. Someone give me the next layer and I'll map it with the same clinical spite, because I've already clocked every frequency of this cunt's particular neediness at night. It isn't random, it isn't content strategy. It's the behavioral signature of a man still starving for the one thing the lives only simulate. Not an opinion, not words on a whim. This is the painful, precise explanation of the depth he's living in. Every like a compliment, every heart a tiny rescue. Alone accounting digital nods like they rewrite the residue. The depth of the neediness runs deeper than the stream. They'll be feeding on validation like it's the only living dream. When the real world never clapped, the digital world became the only stage that answered. So the addiction formed around the only applause that ever reliably landed. Relevance becomes oxygen, indifference becomes death, and any threat to the supply triggers the full arsenal of noise and breath. That's why the smears, the strikes, the impressions, the sudden moral crusades, all of it serves the same starving sinner that never learned another way to be fed. He cannot change because change will require sitting with the original wound, accepting that the person under the name is already fully visible and fully cartooned. Easier to keep the topic spinning, keep the enemy fresh, keep the lives reactive, than to confront the quiet fact that the need itself is the most consistent narrative. The coffin doesn't need more nails, it already has a full set driven by his own hand. Every desperate bid for significance just presses the lid tighter on the man. So this is the depth of the neediness, stripped of the usual protective spin. A loner who turned the live button into the closest thing he's found to being let in. Every like a compliment, every donation a temporary kiss from the void. And if you feed both while believing the story in his eyes, you're the perfect supply deployed. Not an opinion, not a wind-up, not a casual observation on a whim. This is the painful, extended public explanation of the hole he's drowning in. The depth has been measured, the need has been named, and the life still starts every night with the same quiet, desperate claim. Pull out.